Alright, today McClellan's plan with the Union Army is to have Hooker's 1st Corps, Sumner's 2nd Corps, and Burnside's 9th Corps to form up here and attack the Confederate left flank here and sweep them aside. To the south, he'll have 3 more corps. Porter's 5th Corps, Mansfield's 12th Corps, and later on in the morning, Franklin's 6th Corps, as well as Pleasanton's Cavalry Corps. Now he knows that Lee is very aggressive strategically, but tactically, battle for battle, he tends to stay on the defense, which makes sense. Attacking is very costly, and he doesn't have the endless supply of men and arms that the Union does. First off, Porter extends his front to look as big and scary as possible. Burnside crosses at the ford below the upper bridge. Mansfield moves up to the middle bridge, and on the Union far right, Hooker readies himself. Pleasanton's cavalry moves out on the Union left. Next, Sumner's 2nd Corps moves forward. McClellan's artillery trundles into position, and Jackson's artillery opens up on Burnside, driving back the lead troops. And now it's turn 2, mid-morning. Union artillery fires at troops it sees in a sunken road, though it has no visible effect. And the artillery above the middle bridge fires on the Confederate artillery. The accurate fire drives back the Confederate artillery. Longstreet unpacks his bag, and the artillery rallies. Hooker's troops surge forward. Jackson reinforces his far left. Mid-morning combat erupts. The mid-morning Union assault is driven back, but at a horrible price. And now it's late morning. Mansfield's corps closes on the sunken road. Jackson reforms his line as best he can, but tells Lee under the heavy assault he needs Longstreet to send Hood's Texans. Stewart's cavalry moves north to the Confederate left. Since all is quiet before Longstreet, he sends Hood and Walker north to Jackson's aid. Jackson places them on the hill south of the West Woods. McClellan has his artillery open up on Jackson's reforming artillery. Again, the Union bombardment is very effective. Franklin's corps arrives at the Burnsboro Turnpike and comes out of column just across the middle bridge. Hooker sends Meade and Doubleday forward with orders to crack that line. Burnside sends the remainder of his corps forward to attack the fresh Confederate troops on the hill. Sumner sends fresh troops into the West Woods. And now late in the morning, the 2nd Union assault hits. At a horrible cost to the Union, the Confederate line has been driven back, although Hood's Texans hold the heights. And now it's turn 4, midday. Burnside laments that his entire corps is destroyed, and he was unable to take the hill. Jackson unpacks bags and rallies his troops. Hooker unpacks bag and rallies what's left of his corps. Mansfield, buoyed by Franklin's arrival, drives the remnants of his corps into Hood's Texans. Sumner has his troops occupy the West Woods while he rallies the rest of his corps. Franklin surges toward Sharpsburg. Longstreet sends McLaws into the Union line. And now combat midday, with Hooker's and Sumner's corps taking a breather and Burnside's corps completely wiped out. It falls to Franklin and Mansfield to keep up the pressure. Hood's Texans hold. McLaw's attack was successful, but Franklin's troops in the center are fresh and ready to go. And now it's mid-afternoon. Refreshed and recovered, Hooker's troops assault. A.P. Hill's Light Division arrives, and Jackson's best troops assault the West Woods. Sumner sends fresh troops into the West Woods. Union artillery on the hill fires into McLaw's division, devastating the exhausted forward troops. Longstreet presses on Smith's division. Mansfield pulls his corps back to the bag to rest and refit. Franklin, exercising discretion, falls back from an unfavorable situation. Now in the afternoon we see a reinvigorated Union assault on the Confederate left. No one is left in control of the West Woods. And now it's very late afternoon. Longstreet places skirmishers on the line defending Sharpsburg. Mansfield tries one more time to push the Confederates off the hill. Sumner sends Richard's division straight into the Confederate line, and the rest of his troops rally. Hooker presses the cavalry. Jackson sends Fitz Lee around to the Union flank. Jackson rallies D.H. Hill's division on the hill and pulls White's dragoons back. Union artillery south of the middle bridge opens up on the Confederate line in front of Sharpsburg. The light troops fall back. Franklin once again drives on the Confederate line. Late afternoon combat. Hood's Texans hold the hill. And now it's early evening. Sumner's drives forward and he's reached the bags, but can he hold them? Franklin's 6th Corps drives ahead. Mansfield's exhausted corps attacks again. Walker moves to save the bags, and Longstreet moves to protect his bags. Fitz Lee saves himself, and A.P. Hill rushes to save the bags. Franklin's exhausted troops couldn't keep it going. Now Longstreet's fresh troops on Franklin's exhausted troops. And no one's left in control of the area. Now we come down to the battle around the bags. Now this is critical. If the South loses one more block, they break. If the North loses 2 more blocks, they break. The Confederate troops are fresh, and A.P. Hill is elite. Union blocks are spent, and the only fresh one is green. They both do 2 hits. And there you have it. Early evening, and the North is broke. The North breaks at 12 blocks lost. 4, 8, 12. The South breaks with 9 blocks lost. This is a detachment, it doesn't count. They have 8 blocks lost. Hanging on by a thread. So that was very close. Uncomfortably close. Confederate victory